A Vietnamese man was given a 14-year prison sentence on Tuesday for abusing democratic freedom and assaulting police officers on duty. Hoang Duc Binh, 35, received 7 years for resisting people in the performance of their official duties, and a further 7 years for abusing democratic freedoms to infringe upon the interests of the state and the legitimate rights and interests of organizations and/or citizens. Binh joined hundreds of protesters on February 14 last year demanding justice from Taiwanese steel plant Formosa. The court in the central province of Nghe An said, as cited by the province's official newspaper. According to the judges, Binh had prevented local police from maintaining order during the protest, which caused a tailback of around 5 kilometers. Nguyen Nam Phong, 38, who also took part in the protest, received a lesser sentence of 2 years because he was sincere during the trial, the court said. Binh, on the other hand, showed no remorse, it added. He deliberately manipulated the Formosa incident to ignite protests and sabotage public security. It said, Formosa was the culprit behind a severe toxic spill along Vietnam's central coast in April 2016. During a test run, the company discharged substances including phenol, cyanide and iron hydroxide into the sea, polluting 200 kilometers (125 miles) of coastline and devastating economies dependent on fishing and tourism. The incident has been described as the worst environmental disaster in the country's history, and officials say it will take the region a decade to recover from. The Taiwanese operator agreed to pay $500 million in compensation in June 2016. The court said Binh had also previously made anti-government statements on Facebook by calling for a multi-party system, while spreading defamatory and distorted information about authorities, and Nghe An newspaper reported. In December 2015, he was fined VND $24 million, more than $1,000, for distributing leaflets to recruit members for an independent organization in Ho Chi Minh City. He was charged with breaching regulations relating to the publication of printed material, but did not pay the penalty. Vietnam jailed several people for anti-government campaigns last year, although Binh's 14-year sentence is one of the toughest handed down. Last week, a 54-year-old doctor received 4 years behind bars for publishing articles against the party and the state on his blog and Facebook page. Last year, 4 bloggers were also sentenced to between 6 and 9 years in jail for similar violations. The video was sponsored by Ciantronic.com.